Shalom Aleichem Mishpachah. This is your host with the most. This is the one, the apostle, the prophet. That's right, coming into your eardrums and into your eye gates with 2,400 watts of power. Listen, the music that's playing in the background, of course, does not belong to me. I don't own the rights to it. It is not for any monetary gain that we are playing the music. It is to collaborate and coincide with the dissertation today or the session today. Listen, of course, we know that this is a dialogue and not a monologue. I want you all to come on into the room. I invite you all into the room, and I invite you all to share. And before we go ahead on and jump into this, I want to send our condolences out to those that are in New Zealand. The situation and the incident that went on in New Zealand. I see you, brother Kelby Knight, in the house. I'm not sure what the particulars are or what happened there, but they know that it was a terrorist attack. So we just want to send our condolences to those that were affected by that. And we extend our grace and our love and our gratitude to our Muslim brothers. And we say, Assalamu alaikum. And may you all recover as quickly as possible through your mourning process. Now, with that being said, of course, you all know that today is Saturday. And again, I want to say grateful gratitude for allowing me to borrow your Saturdays, because I know that it's a very important time to most of us. There's a plethora of things we could be doing or have to get done. So I just want to say thank you. We're going to be dealing with a very powerful topic today. We're going to be discussing hair. I know it sounds a little weird, but we're going to be discussing hair. All right. I guess I know by now you guys have guessed that I'm out on location. Brother Knight, I hear you. So by now, I'm pretty sure you guys have guessed that I'm out on location. I'm here, actually in Florida. I would have been outside. They have some very, very, very nice views out there and setup points. But, man, it is frigid down here. It's only like about 50-some degrees for Florida. And the wind is tempestuous. So I had to forego that. And I'm sitting inside of the building now. But I thought it most important to be able to come into you guys' eardrums today, into your eye gates. Listen, let's give the master teacher a black hand sitting in the captain's chair. Oh, man, he was awesome. He's off the chain. And by the way, he's out. I see you, Sister Rhonda Moore. Master teacher is out on location with one of our pastor friends doing a dissertation for him. So let's give him our warm wishes and our prayers and our energies so that he can go forth. Yes. Yeah. So they're not calling a terrorist attack, Brother Knight? Okay. Thank you for that. Yes. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Brother Javon Johnson is in the house. Brother Javon Johnson is one of our very own businessmen, on top of things. Prodigal Souls, a number of other businesses that he's going to put on the timeline. And those of you that have businesses, go ahead, please just post them, put them on the timeline. Okay. Also, I don't know if you all caught a segment that I did with Brenda Brown, aka Chocolate Child, Daddy's Matter Too. I did a piece. I sat in with her and her crew. Man, we had an awesome time. We were talking about the system that we get caught up in called child support. And it was really good. I had an awesome time sitting in with them. They treated me well. My daughter did sent me a message about, why do you look so like the Hulk? Okay. I guess a brother trying to get himself together, I guess. Okay, Brother Knight says they're not calling the shooting a terrorist Well, at least not here. Oh, okay, I got you. I see you, Branch. My daughter asked me that question. Okay. Again, we're going to be dealing with a very powerful topic. Before we get into this, let's share, okay? I just shared. Let's share it. And the thing about Facebook, you all, we have to keep sharing because Facebook doesn't share all of it. They have an algorithm that doesn't share of our sessions. So we have to keep sharing and keep sharing and keep sharing to get our viewers to see it. And most of everybody is viewing it afterwards. Okay. So please be aware of that. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Child support must have been a deep conversation. Yeah, you can find it. It's on my page, and she has it on her page also. It's called Daddies Matter Too. Hashtag Daddies Matter Too, and you can see it out there. And it's really good. And then also our very own brother, and I'm just talking till we populate before I go into the topic today. But our brother Cedric Kersey has an awesome program as well. He has a podcast. He has a podcast called Conscious or Crazy, and we sat in with him as well. And man, it went off without a hitch, and it's really good too. So you all can find him on SoundCloud, in a number of other places. So hopefully today he'll come in and he'll post that today for you all, so that you all could see that. And then of course, I must confess and announce that this is my day of entrance month, my birthday month, my born day month, my soulless entrance day month, however you want to call it or whatever you want to do with it. Listen, I'm enduring you all. I'm asking you all to share in that. Send a monetary gift if you can, because we use it to enhance this program, to invest in us, to invest in the program. So please, if you have an opportunity to do that, hey, you can do it. I see you, Sergeant at Arms, Kiana Grant. So if you can do that, just go ahead and do that. But again, share, because again of the algorithm that Facebook is dealing with. And by the way, those of you that are just coming in, if you haven't, please do this for you and me and for us. Go to my YouTube page. It's going to be BMY, the one at all. And I'll put that out there, and subscribe. Now, just in case Facebook goes down, we'll move over to my YouTube page. Now, I'm going to begin to broadcast from there. Once I get back on location, I'll be broadcasting from, of course, YouTube again, as well as broadcasting from Facebook. So I need you to do that when you get an opportunity. It's called BMY, the one at all. And I'm going to put this out there at my YouTube channel page. Okay. Let me put this out there. Okay. And subscribe. Go there and subscribe. We have all of that. I see the Elder Prophet in the house. If you go there and you subscribe, it makes it easier for us to get out there and be viewed. Okay. So all of the sessions plus some other information you can find on the page. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to be dealing with a very powerful topic, and I thought this was very relevant. I went into, in fact, let me see if I can pull this up. And I thought this was like a confirmation. Push Black. How many of you are part of that group? It's called Push Black. But anyway, they came up with a topic today. It was a topic they came out with, and it was about the sisters' hairs, right? they said in colonial Louisiana, Spanish officials enacted laws to cover up black women's hair, but nothing could keep our beauty, glory, and magic under wraps. In other words, they passed a law that the women had to cover their hair, had to wrap their hair up. So there had to be something very important about the hair of our sisters if they're passing some type of law to make them cover their hair up. But you can look at it. It's an interesting article on Push Black. If you haven't joined that group yet, you may want to join them. The brother push out some really good information. Yeah, lots of information, yes. So if you haven't seen that yet, you may want to check that out. So, okay, now, one thing that we have to remember, and I continue to repeat this for us, one thing we have to remember is that Dr. Bobby Wright has already warned us and told us, and peace be upon him, that our world has been stolen and reshaped for our European counterparts. In other words, he is saying how we currently see things and view things are distorted because the way we live and the way we had the universe arranged has been hijacked. So I see you, Brother Cedric Kersey. Brother Cedric just came into the room. Make sure you put your information on the timeline, please. And anyone else, again, if you have a job, if you have a business, put it on the timeline. Let us know what's going on, okay, with you, so that we can network, we can pass this around, we can pass the information, so that, listen, we can be dealing with black on black. That's right, black on black. Again, for those of you that wasn't in the room yet, let's give the master teacher a black hand. That's right. He did an awesome job sitting in the captain's seat. And remember, those of you, you're going to get your turn, your opportunity to sit in that chair. So make sure that you're properly prepared, because it looks easy, but it isn't. Once you get behind that camera, things change. All of that energy comes at you. So you want to be careful and position yourselves correctly with your information. Okay. Now, so we talked about Dr. Bobby Wright again, with how he's saying that the universe, the world, the things that we know have been hijacked and changed for someone else. And when you look at it, this is what's happening. When you look at what's happening, I see your daughter Burns. When you look at what's happening with our black females, how our counterparts are utilizing them for their own purpose, and has set discord between the black and brown man and the black and brown female, so that we cannot come together and create God, create the universe, right? So let's bear that in mind too as we move forward into this. And listen, I'm looking for you all to talk back to me. I'm excited. Again, I'm out on location. I'm in Florida, Pensacola, Florida, hanging out. So listen. Let's do it. Let's get into it. Y'all ready to bite into it? Okay. All right. Now, let's talk about hair. Let me put something out here into your ear gates. Y'all know how we do it, into your eye gates. Okay. All right. Let's start out with permed hair. Okay. Now, for those of you that don't know, also, I'm a barber stylist. I cut hair for over 20 some years and styled it for over 20 some years. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm not finna get into rumors and anything else like that. But if you can see that, put those fingers in the air. Let me know you're out there. Yeah. Okay. Now let's talk about this. Let's look at that. Let's get it in our eye gates and let's talk about it. Now, I've given this information before, but as Dr. Chancellor Williams has taught us and told us that, listen, be repetitive, because we've been listening to a lie for so long. That lie has been repeated and repeated and repeated. Okay. So to be able to rearrange and come against those lies, we must what? Repeat the truth over and over and over and over again and be repetitive with it, okay? So again, please share, 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 share. Now, let's talk about permed hair, which is referred to incidentally, and I know some of you all know this as what? Creamy crack. I know, right? Creamy crack. Okay. Now, let's look at this. Look at this. Okay. Now, most people don't know this. This is why I'm redoing this. I was in a session with brothers, noble brothers, Amar Mari, brother Michael, Neil Shabazz, and Brother Rah. And we was talking about it, and I mentioned hair, and I talked about hair. And he said that he never knew that. He never understood that, that hair was like that. So it led me back to this, that it's very important for us to understand what hair is and the strength of our hair and why there is a war on our hair. And it was, again, it was interesting that Push Black is talking about the females, or black females, having to wrap their heads. Okay, now, so if you look at this, it is referred to as what? Creamy crack. Now, what are some of the risks? The question is asked. One of the risks is that when you use perm in your hair, it creates fibroid tumors. In women, sisters, queens, goddesses, if y'all take a minute and think about it, how many of you have had to deal with fibroids? And if you take a minute and think about it, did you perm your hair? Did you use that creamy crack? Okay, now, it says, according to researchers at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, women who use childhood hair products, such as perms and hair oil, were much more likely to reach puberty before those who did not. Now, can't catch this. Those that used perm, and sisters, please, sisters and men, please, this is not an attack on us. This is to awaken us. This is to give us information that we need for our survivability so that we won't keep this trend going and destroy ourselves, right? Okay, so now, if in your childhood or in your adulthood, if you use perm, look at what happens. It creates fibroids. Not only does it create fibroids, but they found out that it causes pubescence earlier in young females, which means that they are going to be filled before the time. And you all know that when we look around at these children today, we're like, wow, what happened? How old is she? What happened? Well, there's always a reason for something. And if you look at our young daughters today, they are filling out at an alarming rate. Why? When you look at us, we're still perming our hair. When you look at our parents, not only that, but it's going to cause premature balding. And if you look at some of our elder females, they're bald, they're going bald. So they have to retreat to wearing synthetic hair or wearing wigs or whatever because of that. But let me move on here. So puberty. So when you look at them, they have a full figure at 11 and 12 years old. So now what does that do? That creates visual. So, and when you have predators out there, yeah, that young energy. So you know what predators are going to do. So now our counterparts know this. They know what they're doing. They did this on purpose, to try to create a diversion in our communities, to cause us to turn on our young and prey on our young. Because why? Their anatomy is maturing, but their mental capabilities haven't grown to the place where their pubescence is. So we have to be very careful with that and guard ourselves from that, right? So that we won't have molestation. So that we won't have these incidents happening in our communities, right? There's always a reason for something happening. Listen, molestation is just not happening in our communities because somebody have a devil in them or a spirit in them and they're lusting. No, there's always automatic chemistry between anatomies. With anatomies, let me see what my daughter's saying here. Okay, Facebook is messing up. Okay. Okay, try to refresh. Yeah, try to refresh. Let me see. Is anyone else having trouble as well? Okay, let me see. Okay. Let me see if anyone else is having trouble. Is anyone else having problems with Facebook? Okay. Because we certainly know how they are. So let me know. All right. Okay. 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 Refresh, everyone, refresh your page, please. Let me see what's going on. Page, please. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, so now we see, according to that research, again, women who use childhood hair products such as perm and hair oil were much more likely to reach puberty before those who did not. Okay? Okay. Okay. All right. If anyone's having any problems, some said they're not having any problems. If you're having any problems, please just refresh. Now, also they did a study group. Let me put this out here. Here's a study group. This is important. Just let me build, and I'm going to get into some very important things concerning the hair. I'm just building our conversation right now. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, how's everybody doing? Is everybody okay on this happy Saturday, this Shabbat? Okay. Always remember, if you all are having any problems, just refresh your page. Okay. All right, now here's a study group. Check out what this study group found. Remember, we're talking about the hair. Okay. How important is the hair? Look at what they did. They did a study. Listen to this. They did a study recruiting 300 women from various ethnic backgrounds between the age of 18 and 77. Okay. Now, the researchers then asked the group what type of hair products they used before age of 13. Look at this. Before the age of 13. Okay. Now, what they found is this. African Americans were more likely to use hair products and reach monarchy. I put it out there for you. Monarchy, which means the first occurrence of menstruation earlier than other races or ethnic groups. Now catch this. See, you got to catch this. And this is why we're dealing with promiscuity down in our neighborhoods when grown men are messing with young children. Because why? They have reached pubescence. They have reached puberty. They have come on their menstruation, which means now that they're going to be secreting sexual hormones before the time. Listen to me. There's always a reason why things happen. Some are, but we're not predators. We're not pedophiles. That isn't what we are. There is a reason why things happen. It's not the devil. Oh, the devil got into him and he's a pedophile and she's a pedophile. They're rapists and all of that. There's chemical things that are happening. Our genetics are being tampered with. The chemical element of who we are is being tampered with and causing these things, this warfare to happen in our communities. And we are not understanding it. We're still seeing all people that are saying that they're conscious. You're still under the same regime as the church is. The church believes and thinks the same way. So at some point, we have to see that something scientific is going on. There is something that is leading to this kind of behavior. I see you, Sister Tracy. That is leading to this kind of behavior. And let us try to bring some type of explanation so that, listen, we can head it off. We can turn off what is happening to us in our communities, where we are in a sexual vacuum, where we become sexually promiscuous, with sexual promiscuity. So we need to find out what is really going on. And here's some explanation that look at this, that our sisters, our queens, our mothers, our daughters that used certain chemical products came into a certain kind of anatomy, came into a certain type of chemical balance, came into the secretion of pheromones that attracts. These are natural elements. These are natural situations and circumstances that happens. But when other chemicals get involved, it creates an imbalance. It causes the force to become imbalanced. It causes our relationships to become imbalanced. And it causes us to see things that are not really there, that have not developed to the place that we are to take and partake of it. Because the fruit has not grown, come on here, to its complete state of servitude to be able to serve. All right. So let's try to bring explanation. Let's try to bring some type of articulation that can battle with what is going on, all right, in our communities. Okay, so this is what the study group did. Again, let me read this. The study group recruited 300 women from various ethnic backgrounds between the ages of 18 and 77, right? The researchers then asked the group what type of hair products they used before the age of 13. Let's look at that. 13, before the age of 13. 13 normally is when pubescence is coming. That's when the pituitary glands, secrete that element that tells you that, hey, it's that time, right? To have monarchy. Now, so what they found, again, African Americans were more likely to use hair products and reach monarchy for the first occurrence of menstruation, which is monarchy, earlier than any other race or ethnic group. And then they did another study. Hold on, let me show you this. Okay, and I have this documented. I'm not just popping information out here on you. I'm not just speaking off the top of my head, but I'm supporting what I'm saying and bringing to the family because it's very important. Nothing just happens to happen. There's a reason why things happen. And we've all asked this question. I've asked this question. I've seen young daughters that are full figure, 11, 12, 13 years old. And I'm saying to myself, whoa, how did this happen? Then, so what? Research. You start studying and find out that, oh, chemical, somebody is playing in the chemical realm, right? Okay, now, let me put this out here. Another study group. Here's what they cited. Okay, all right. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. Bam. All right. Okay. Now, but here's what I need you all to understand that, see, once we put chemicals in our bodies, the chemicals become bonded with our genetics, and we can genetically pass this on to our seeds. See, our counterparts knows this because they've done the scientific work. They know what to do, right? Okay, now, in another study, researchers at the Sloan Epidemiology Center in Boston also found that Black women who use relaxers have a higher risk of what? Fibroids. Okay, so now let's ask the question. How many sisters, how many of you all are battling with that right now? How many of you all are battling with fibroids? There is a reason for them. It ain't the devil. The devil didn't do it. It's not because you were promiscuous and the devil, God is punishing you with fibroids because you are promiscuous. I rebuke that. Okay, are you guys listening to me? This is important. We blame everything on the devil, Or we blame it on that, the black people are so promiscuous that they have brought these things upon themselves. Nope. It's somebody playing in the chemical realm to rearrange our genetics. We're the only people that don't understand that we are in warfare on every level. We're in warfare insofar as it concerns our genetics, insofar as it concerns our mental stability, insofar as it concerns our physiology, our materialism, our wealth. On every level, we are at war, and we're the only ones that don't understand it. But let me get this in. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. On the Bible, you popping that. Yes, Sister Runamo, I am a living witness. Fibroids caused me to have them. That led to a total hysterectomy. Yes, that having those perms, I'm quite sure you're saying, has led to that. So listen, here's proof right here. We have it out on the timeline. Our very own, one of our administrators, our very own Sister Rhonda Moore, has stated that as a result of it, she has. And I've counseled with so many women that have had this problem. And I've counseled with them. And also we were able to get them to a place in their minds, walk them to a place in their minds that they could still bring forth. We prayed for them, imparted, and laid hands on them, and they were able to still have children because there were some that were told that they weren't going to be able to have children. So listen to me. We have the power and the authority, come on here, to rebuke that, because that is an unnatural phenomenon that has been given to us. It isn't something, come on here, that naturally happens. This has been what? Superimposed upon our women to make them barren so that they can't bring forth God. Come on here. Oh yes, there is a rhyme and a reason for all things if we research to find out. Okay, family? All right. Now, okay, the young apostle Michael says, absolutely, even warfare carried out on our seed while in the womb, even after through infancy. That is correct. Yes, absolutely. I love it when you all talk back, family, because you all have information. There's things that you all know that can help us, help each other. This is very important. Thank you for my long lost daughter, Shadrin Calvin, is in the house. This is very important. Please, again, family, please share, because you all know how the algorithm works here on Facebook. If you don't keep sharing, come on here. It doesn't reach all of our family members. Okay? Just take a little time to share. Okay. Now, let me build this. Give me just a minute to work with this, and I'm going to really show you all some other things. Now, sisters that like to dye your hair, that likes to put those streaks in your hair, here's something that you're going to have to understand. See, all of this is warfare. They're getting us to do unnatural things to ourselves to create chemical imbalances in us that causes us to act other than who we are. We are not those people that is being projected. There is something that is happening to us. There's something being done to us, and it ain't the devil in an invisible realm that you can't see and talking about the devil made me do it. Listen, the devil is right before you every day doing things that is going to take you to say, hey, you're going to have to stop doing that. Listen to me, family. Now, check this out. All right. Now, check this out. Let me put this here out here for you. Now, sisters, those that like to dye your hair, you need to know this. You need to know that something is going on. You need to know this. That it isn't just, ooh, I like it because it accentuates me and it makes me look beautiful. No, it doesn't. It's doing something to you. It is rearranging your genetics. It is tapping into your lymphatic system that goes into your bloodstream, that takes information that to different parts of your body to change the anatomy of your body, the structure of your body. And if you look at it, most of us, look at us, we have become what? Obese. Look at us. Our bodies are, come on here, no longer shapely the way that they used to be shapely. Our physiology is off. And I'm not knocking nobody. Please, please hear me. I'm just drawing attention to look at what is happening to us as a people. There's warfare being carried out on us. Now, I need you to check this out. Let's talk about lead acetate. Sisters, check this out. Check this out, sisters. Brothers as well. Okay. Look at what it says. It says, lead acetate. Get this now. Lead acetate is used as a color additive in progressive hair dye products. Now, catch this. Please, 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 fam. Catch this. Lead acetate is used as a color additive in progressive hair dye products. These products are applied over a period of time to achieve a gradual coloring effect. Now look, so over a period of time, guess what's happening? You're having lead put in your hair, which is ultimately going to get into your blood system because your hair goes beyond your dermis into beyond your epidermis into your dermis and gets into your lymphatic system, which goes into your blood system, which gets into your endocrine system or endocrine system and takes it throughout your body. So hence you get lead poison. Where's it ultimately going to end up in your liver? Family, this is true. This is real. Come on. Now watch this. I'm getting ready to show you how they'll play on words and how they'll play on your thought processes when it comes to this lead acetate. Now watch this. Let me post this for you. Now watch how they play this. Now this is important for the. I see you, J Love. What's up, sis? Ammonia, you got some good posts out there. You're doing real good. Keep up the good work, sis. I'm following you. J Love. Now I need you all to see this. Look at this. Check this out. Now I'm gonna show you how they deceive us and trick us, right? Watch this. It says in the trials, this is an article, and I'm quoting from it, and I'm going to post where it comes from here in just a second. Now, it says, in trials, people using the product under controlled conditions of use were monitored for the amount of lead in their bloodstream. Wait a minute now. These people were being monitored for the amount of lead in their bloodstream. So which means that they know that this is lead, and lead has the ability to poison you, right? Now, so check this out. They go on to say no significant increase. Wait a minute. They say no significant increase. No, they didn't say lead wasn't in the blood, but here's the play on words. No significant increase in blood levels of lead was seen in the trial subjects, and the lead was not shown to be absorbed into the body through such use. Now, it did not show that the blood was able to enter in through the body through such use of the lead acetate. But watch this. It's a play on words. Now, check this out. Then here's what they do. They offer, excuse me, family. Okay, now, fam, check this out. Now, then they issue a caution. Watch this. Boy, this is funny. Now, watch this. This is why you need to this is why excuse me, I'm sorry, fam. I don't mean to inject that anybody needs to do anything, but we need to do something. Okay. Now, check this out. Okay. Now, check this out, family. They issue a caution, and listen to this. The caution says it contains lead acetate for external use only. Listen to this. See, now here is what they're not telling you. Because we have hair, and our hair is alive. No, listen to me. We are the only ethnicity that has hair. The human and woman, the black and brown man, woman, boy, and girl. We are the only ones that have hair. The rest of that you see is fur. Listen to me. If you notice, black and brown man, woman, boy, and girl do not have lice. We do not contract fleas. We don't attract the insects that are attracted to fur on animals. They're not attracted to us because we are human. So we have hair. They have fur. So our hair is alive, which means that if you put the lead acetate on it and it is alive, it's going to take it to your lymphatic system. Hear me, family. So now look at this caution that they issue. Watch this. The lead acetate is for external use only. Keep this product out of the reach of children. Do not use on cut or abraded scalp. Look at that. So now if I have some abrasions in my scalp and I put it on there, what am I doing then? I'm getting lead poison. So you got to read between the lines and then hear what isn't being said. So that means that and you all know when the hair is permed, it's going to burn the scalp. And in burning the scalp, it's going to leave what? Abrasions. It's going to leave open fissures in the scalp, right? So with that, you have to understand then what is happening. That lead is getting where? In your lymphatic system. So now, what they said, do not use on cut or abraded scalp. If skin irritation develop, listen to this, discontinue use. Why? If it's not poisonous. Do not use on cuts or abraded scalp. If skin is irritated and the irritation develops, discontinue the use. It says do not use to color, listen to this, do not use to color mustache. Why? Because it'll get in your mouth. See, and then it'll get up in the membranes of your nose. And also do not color what? Your eyelashes, your eyebrows, brows, or hair on parts of the body other than the scalp. See, you got to understand that. See, they're warning you, they're telling you that this is poison that you're putting in your body or putting on your body and putting it on your hair. So, and then they go on to say, do not get an eye. And it says, follow instruction carefully and wash hands thoroughly after use. So what are they saying, family? What they're actually saying is that this product is dangerous and that you shouldn't be using this product. You see, let me thumb through some of these, fam. Of course, again, like I shared with you all, I'm out on location. So I see you, Lewis. Sister Rhonda Moore says, the powers that be want to exterminate us by any means. They start in the womb. Then if the fetus survives and comes forth, they immunize them with poison. That is correct. Awesome. I see the master teacher is in the house. Let's give him a black hand, you all. Yes, the master teacher. Okay. All right, J Love. Okay. All right. Here we go. Master teacher says, Shalom Aleichem. Facebook fam, one love, eternal light, power, peace, and prosperity, and good health. Pardon me for my tardiness. I am out on location and failed to recall the central time zone. It is different. That is absolutely correct. Yes. He's, of course, in the Chi-Town, y'all. He's in the Windy City, getting ready to toss it up in the Windy City. So look, listen, I want you all to stay tuned. I want you to stay tuned because, listen, I'm really getting ready to give you some powerful, powerful things about hair. I want you to know, see, what I was trying to get everybody to understand. If I get you in the room, I need you to stay. I need you to share. I need you to let somebody know that there is an attack on our mind from all fronts in all kinds of ways that are so subtle that we can't even detect it because it is so slight. Except, come on here, the teachers come, the master teacher, the seers, come on here, those that have spiritual eyesight to be able to see. All right. Now, let me put this out here, and then I'm going to reveal to you all some things about the hair. Let's talk about lead poisoning quickly here. Okay. Okay. Of course, you all see, excuse me for sniffing, that I believe in documentation. Not only do I believe in documentation, but also I believe in empirical information as well as denotative. As well as denotative. Okay. Now, let's talk about this real quick. Check this out. Okay. All righty. Can you all see that? If you can, put them emojis. Just give me just a second here. Okay. All right, lead poisoning. Just look at this. Lead is toxic, right? And I know we know this, but it's very important for us to rehearse this because we're getting it in the atmosphere. And remember, you all, please put on the timeline where you're hailing from, because we're sharing this information. And it is very important for us to put these words out there because they create an atmosphere that's conducive for us to war against those things that have been carried out on us. Okay, so listen, so share. Okay, now, so we know lead is toxic, right? It causes irreversible damage to the liver, blood, kidneys, and brain. So now if you're putting this in your hair, you're putting it in your brain. So it's causing irreversible damage. Hear me, which I need to say this, fam. When you look at our sisters, at some of our sisters, they have multiple personality disorders. And I'm not just talking about our sisters. Please, sisters, please don't take this the wrong way. I'm saying I'm giving explanation as to why there is spontaneity in responses to men when they do something that you may not like, and you just go all in and off balance. There are some things that are happening to us. There are some things that are happening to our minds. There's some things that happen to our blood, our kidneys, our liver, our brains. There's warfare being carried out on us. And I am giving explanation. If you can hear what I'm saying to you, you can alleviate some of this. You can return to your natural beauty, to who you really are without the accentuations, without the poison, right? Without the perms, without that poison. You can live by being just you and not being what you think someone needs you to be, and not be influenced by the television. Because one thing for certain, both men and women, us, the human, listen, even if we do use the creamy crack, even if we do put curls in our hair, even if we do put some type of straightener in our hair, guess what? In 2 weeks, guess what? The hair will be right back kinky out of the root, which means that it naturally grows like that, and you'll never be able to keep it from doing that. It is who you really are. And if we're going to get back to who we really are, and if we're really going to be as conscious as we say we really are, then we're going to have to get back to who we really are and the authenticity of who we are. When we are real, when you meet real people, they are real. Come on here. They don't accentuate themselves. They're not trying to say, well, I do this because of that, and this is why I'm doing this. No, they be front and center and say, hey, take me as I am. This is who I am. And you start developing from there. Okay. Now, all right. Now, also in children and babies, lifelong behavior and attention problems. Listen to this. It's coming from where? From the lead. And you all know, if you're old enough to know, we had problems back in the 60s and the 70s with lead. And long before that as well, though. But if you remember that it was causing children to be have special needs, children to be mildly retarded, children to be laden in their growth processes, to have liver problems. There were a number of things slow in the development of their neurological system. Because why? Because of the lead. And then also what they found out was when they, in California and other places, when they built those highways through the low wealth income housing areas, what they found out was that the tankers that were carrying the gas that was leaded was also releasing lead into those low social wealth areas. Low social allocated areas were receiving lead in the air. It was airborne. And they knew it. That's why they did it. Oh, come on, fam. There is a rhyme and a reason for everything. If we research and study, come on here and share information, we can combat that. We can come back to ourselves. We can come back to our natural selves. CELLF. Our natural self. Come back to our cells. Regenerate. Restructure. Recreate. Remove. Renewal. Do all the things. Reconstruct. Reaffirm. All of these things to get us back to who we are so that we can begin to rule as we're supposed to be ruling. Right? Okay. Come on here. Yes, indeed. All right, fam? Yes. And Sister J. Love said, anything that touches our skin goes in bloodstream. Absolutely correct. That's right. And you know that we are always, like, even if we shake hands with someone, we're sharing our mitochondria with them. Yes, indeed. We're putting ourselves on them. Yes, indeed. Yes. Yes, Sister J. Love. I see you, Herbert. Yes. Yes. That's why they were routing that way. Correct. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now, here we go, y'all. Your hair indeed is important. Now, let's knock out some of these. Come here. Watch this. Come on, family. Come on, walk with me. Let's walk through this quickly here. And as I'm setting this up, listen, share with somebody. Because I think it would really help someone to hear this realm and level of information that brings about explanation, that brings about transformation, right? Okay. Watch this. Let's check this out. Watch this. Look at this. Oh, wow. This is really going to open us up, I do believe. Excuse me, again, for sniffing you all. Sinuses, all this pollen is blowing around down here, and it always does a number on me, swell my eyes, and it really gets me. So now, look at this. Your hair indeed is important. I want you to, let me say this to you again, and let me share while I'm saying this to you. Your hair indeed is important. And you all, for you, for me, and for us, will you all please just take a moment to share again? Just push that little share button, that little button that you all know that we always tap on. Just share, okay? Before I release this, because this is going to be very powerful when you see this. Yeah. A master teacher placed out there, a wise man is strong, yea, a man of knowledge increases strength. For by wise counsel thou shalt make thy war, and in a multitude of counselors there is safety. And that is absolutely categorically correct. And I'm going to read that again. for you all, for us, because this is very powerful. Listen to this. A wise man is strong, yea, a man of knowledge increases strength. For by wise counsel thou shalt make thy war, and in multitude of counselors there is safety. In other words, the more of us that are counseling, the more of us that share information, the stronger we become and the safer we become. Because why? We get the wisdom that we need. Wisdom, what? Those that have gone on before us, those that have done things, come on, that gathered in the information. Information brings about transformation. Information is going to release that RAM and level of knowledge. And if you understand what knowledge is, knowledge, look at it, it's a compound word. Know is the prefix to know, and then the suffix is ledge. Now, if you look in the word ledge and remove the L, you get the word edge. So actually, when you have real true knowledge, it causes what you know to put you out on the ledge, to put you on the cutting edge. Those that have really true knowledge, guess where they're at? They're on the cutting edge of things. They're able to reveal things to you that you may have never thought of because it hadn't been brought into your line of sight. And this is what we're doing today. Let's catch this, fam. Now check this out. Your hair is indeed important. Now check this out. First thing that I cited is hair helps attracts those whom will help you on your journey. Catch what I just said. Your hair has the ability to attract those that will help you on your journey. Listen, I can't tell you how many people that have approached me because of my hair. And we carried on a conversation and established a relationship, and some things ensued that helped not only them, but also helped me and helped others. They were attracted to my hair. My hair started a conversation. Your hair has the ability to talk. It'll start talking to people. Hello, somebody. All right, now check this out. Now, however, it isn't the journey itself. Ultimately, it is how one takes their journey. Now, also, because one may or may not be on the same path as you doesn't indicate that they aren't headed in the same direction. And this is why we have to stop fighting among ourselves. The Christians, the Muslims, the Jews, whatever, the conscious community, everybody, the Black Hebrew Israelites, the Pan-Africans, and you name it, everybody's at war. Everybody's fighting each other. And it's unwarranted. We don't need that. We all need each other to go where we're going. We're all trying to get to the same place. We're all traveling the same path. We're just taking different paths to get there, right? So it's very important for us to understand that, okay? Now, excuse me, fam. All right, now, let me put one more out here for us to gaze at. If you're getting something from our conversation today, go ahead and put them emojis. All righty. Okay, here we go. Now, look at this, fam. How many of you are ever thought about this? Have this ever crossed your thought processes? Check this out. Okay. Your hair is utilized as a purpose of attraction, which we just kind of talked about, which is why one should keep their hair natural, because it will attract the authenticity of other people, elements, events, encounters, divine incidents. Yes, Sister Rhonda Moore says that, hey, Sister June Wells, I've been trying to contact you. You better contact me. Sister Rhonda Moore. Sister Rhonda Moore says, Check this out. Sister Rhonda Moore says, your crown is very important. It is even referenced in the Biblos with Shimshon or Samson and his locks, which Delilah cut off and he lost his strength. Yes, there is. Yes, it is. And when you look at the name Shimshon, Shimshon actually comes from a root Shemesh, which actually means the sun, which means that Shimshon or Samson name actually means the son of the sun, S-O-N, the son of the sun. Yes. And Brother Javon Johnson says, bald and broke, who are walking with me, I will see you there. Now, look, check this out. I'm going to get to balding because, again, like I shared with you, there's premature balding. Yes, there's alopecia areola. That is a balding disease. And if it has happened in your family, it becomes hereditary and it is genetically passed down. So where did it start? Who started it? You see what I'm saying? And so everything starts somewhere. There is a purpose for it. But let me get to this. When you look at this, your hair is utilized as a purpose of what? Of attraction, which is why one should keep their hair what? Natural, because again, it will attract the authenticity, because you want the authenticity of people. Of other people's, and you want the authenticity of the elements, the events, the encounters, the divine incidents. When you divinely bump into someone and there's a spiritual exchange, you want the authenticity of that. You don't want magic. You don't want white magic. You want the authenticity, right? You want the real power that comes out of that. And I go on to say, on the other hand, if one chooses to wear simulated hair, one is more likely than not to encounter a people with false motives, conflicting elements, false realities, false relationships that tend to not, and one's divine incidents or encounters are redirected and the manifestation never materializes. Catch this. Let me go back and read it all for you, because this is very important. And I'm talking about your hair. I'm talking about the authenticity of it. Now check it out. And I note now, I'm not knocking anybody. Please catch what I'm saying. Your hair is utilized as a purpose of attraction, which is why one should keep their hair natural, because it will attract the authenticity of other people, elements, events, encounters, and divine incidents, okay, in which one shall and will encounter. Now, on the other hand, if one chooses to wear simulated hair, one is more likely than not to encounter a people with false motives, conflicting elements, false realities, false relationships, and that tends to not in one's divine incidents are, watch this, redirected, and the manifestation never materializes. So what I'm saying is, when you run into fake and false people, guess what happens? You get into an altered reality, and the real things that were going to manifest for you will never materialize, because you're in the wrong reality. You're in a false reality. And this is true. I'm telling you, this is true. And watch how it happens for you. Now, when we get to and this is why there is a concerted effort for us to cut all our hair off. Have you noticed how we just been shaving the sides of our hair off? When you shave your hair off, and I'm gonna get to that. I'm not even gonna get ahead of myself. Let me put something else out here for us. Here's something else also that. Okay. Check this out. Look at this. Your hair is filled with energy, okay? Your hair is filled with energy. It utilizes what we refer to as capillary attraction. And I'm going to explain that in just a second. It uses capillary attraction to cause that which is to be attracted to itself. Now, I need you to really understand something. Catch what I'm saying to you, what I'm getting ready to say to you. I don't buy into the law of attraction. I know some do. That's fine. That's okay. But I don't. I deal with capillary attraction. Because when you get into the law of attraction, there is some perversion that goes on. And I'm not going to get into that right now. That's a whole nother story. But what I want to get to is the word capillary attraction. And let me explain it to you like this. If you have a vehicle, and if you've ever been driving or even sitting on the passenger side in the front seat, and it's raining outside, have you ever noticed that two beads of rain come so close together that they actually magnetize and become one? Bam. There's capillary attraction. That means water knows water. Capillary attraction. Now, so when you're on your journey, catch what I'm saying to you. When you're on your journey and you're trying to get there, you're not looking for the opposite. You're looking for that which is it. It is the it that is in you, and it is the it that is in them, and those its come together and make it. This is what we're not doing. We're trying to use the universal law that someone is calling the law of attraction. The law of attraction cannot work except it is opposite. One has to be opposite of the other. And if you notice, that's not what is happening. So a magnet, if you take a magnet, and I'm trying to get this across, but if you take a magnet, you have a north pole and a south pole on the magnet, right? So if you take that magnet and try to put both of the same, the north with the north and the south with the south, what happens with that magnet? If you've ever dealt with that magnet, what does it do? It repels itself, doesn't it? Whoop. It'll keep doing what? It'll keep what? Pushing away. It keeps what? Repelling, because what? If you are attracting the law of attraction, and you are attracting the north in the north, then it's going to repel, right? But if you are attracting water that is water, then they become one again. Catch what I'm saying to you. All right? Okay. Now, so when you look at this again, so if we use the principle capillary attraction to cause that which is to be attracted to itself. In other words, hair is attracted to other hair of the same resolution. Hair knows hair. So hair is attracted to what? To hair. So you can take our hair. You can literally take our hair, family. I can pull a strand of my hair out right now and take it to somebody else that has a lock. I can take one of my locks off right now. And any person that has locks in their head, guess what? They can attach my lock to their hair and it'll become one with it. Did you catch that? It'll become one with it. The hair knows hair. And then also, here's the thing about it. Here's what people don't understand. When you look at hair, my locks are double strand. I don't use the spiral because that doesn't create the bond. It doesn't create the relationship. When you use double strand, the double strand is the reflection of your what? DNA. It is your DNA growing out of your body. Why? Because it comes out of what? Your lymphatic comes out of the dermis, the epidermis, through the dermis, come on here, and comes out. So it is a representation of what? Of your DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid. It is alive. Our hair is alive. Not only is it alive, but you have to understand, we are the reason why they have today fiber optics. Because our hair has the ability to transmit light, sound, heat, vibration, colors, smell. Our hair is alive. It has the ability, not only that, but it has the ability to gather in information. These are antennas. They are gathering in information and going right back into where? Into here. To what? To stimulate what? Your pineal gland, your pituitary, your cerebellum, your hypothalamus, your thalamus, your cerebrum cortex, your pineal gland, to stimulate these and bring them into concert so that God is illuminated in you. You become God again. This is your hair. Your hair has the ability to do that, family. Our hair is very important. Now, again, those that have premature balding and balding earlier and carrying bald heads doesn't disclude you from having the ability to gather in information. You're going to gather in on a different level, on a whole nother level, because if you take away one of our strengths, then another one will step forward. What is the next one that is going to step forward? It's going to be what? Your pineal gland. You're going to get a different level of stimulation, and you're going to see in a different way, and you're going to gather information in a different way. So you're not discluded. But however, those that shave their heads, that can grow their hair and cut it off, what actually happens is they're desensitizing themselves. They're desensitizing themselves to subtle stimuli. They don't catch the subtlety of things. You see. Now, let me move on. Let me move on. Okay. Let's look at this. Let's read this one. How many of you are getting something? If you're getting something, put them emojis in there for me. I'm really enjoying this. Thank you all for being here, family. And of course, you all know I have to give my greetings. I haven't given my greetings today. Y'all know we always have to greet the family. Is that right? Yes. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Inotep. Abaragani. Amani kaka. Amani dada. Hola. Bonjour. Konnichiwa. Greetings, fam. Thank you all for tuning in today. Y'all know who I am. I'm your host with the most. That's right. I am the one, the apostle, the prophet. Listen, coming into your eye gates and your eardrums with 2,400 watts of power in this hour. Listen, catch this one. Watch what this one says. And hopefully you all are really catching on to that our hair is very important. Okay, now, the interlockings of the locks, catch this. The interlockings of the locks in one's head utilizes a principle, watch this, utilizes a principle of magnetism of wavelengths that attracts ones of the same frequencies. Wow, that's deep. Share this with you again. The interlocking of the locks in one's head utilizes a principle of magnetism of wavelengths that attracts ones of the same frequencies. Yes. Now, one must be skilled with magnetism, watch this, because it has an infrequent, meaning rare, power and ability to attract unto itself without discrimination. So what am I saying? Because this power is so rare, it attracts things that you may not know how to deal with. So it's very important to understand that. For example, have any of you guys ever went out at nighttime and looked up at that lamppost and around that light, there were all kinds of bugs. I mean, they were just flying. You could hear the humming, and they were just flying. And they were flying even unto their death because they knew at some point the light or the energy from it was going to overwhelm them, overpower them, and kill them. But yet they still went to that light because why? The frequency, the vibration. And there are times that we're vibrating, and there are those that are attracted to us, but they shouldn't, come on here, be allowed within a certain parameter. You need to know the energy and what's in the energy when it shows up, so that it doesn't destroy anything. It doesn't become destructive, nor does it destroy itself. Your hair is very powerful. That power of magnetism is awesome, fam. I'm telling you, if we get back to us being natural, and I'm not saying that everyone needs to lock their hair. That isn't what I'm saying. I'm saying that you need to have your hair natural, naturally wearing it, which means that it has the ability to naturally access the magnetism and the energy and the power that lies within it. Okay. And what it is able to gather within itself. Okay. Now, excuse me. That rare power and ability to attract unto itself without discrimination. In addition, it mesmerizes with the ability or abilities to hold one spellbound with a level of influence that is beyond compare. And it does that. I guarantee you, man, people stop. I've been in the supermarkets. I've been in stores. I've been in all kinds of places. Man, people just stop me. Oh, wow, your hair looks so awesome. How long have you been growing your hair? For the past few days, when I decided to do this subject, I kid you not, at least about 5 to 7 people have stopped me and asked me about my hair before I got to this session. And this is what we're creating. We're creating the ability to gather in information, gather in relationships, and share this information. It is very important for us to realize this, right? So now you realize that, oh, my hair serves a purpose. I'm not locking it up for a fad. I'm locking it up because it stores up the ability for me to attract those things that are going to work in my favor, that are going to be in my benefit, that is going to give me the strength and the ability to do what it is that I'm designed to do. So there is a purpose. This is not a fad. I don't have my hair locked up and shaving the sides of my hair off and cutting around the fronts of my hair. Come on, cutting off my energy, causing myself to become desensitized. I want the full feelings and the effects of the ability to touch the innermost parts and beings of my fellow man, woman, boy, and girl, so that I can be of some assistance in some kind of level, in some kind of way, family. Okay? So I want to stay as sensitive as possible. Let us move on. I'll do one more. Let me see where we're at here, because I don't want to hold you long, and plus I'm out on location. And I know this is you all Saturday, and I don't like to hog your Saturdays. Okay. Let's see. They're stopping you also. Administrator Rhonda said they're always stopping her as well. Yes. Now watch this. Check this one out, fam. Your hair. Yes, our counterparts do. Yes, they do fear. Yes, they fear them. Your hair causes your brain to work in the mode of reciprocation. Let's talk about reciprocation. Reciprocation or reciprocity. In other words, one hand washes the other, or if you sow, you shall receive. If you reap, you shall give. If you give, you shall reap. And if you reap, you should give. Reciprocity. So in other words, watch this. Your hair causes your brain to work in the mode of reciprocation because it is at once releasing information concerning you while simultaneously receiving information concerning your environment as well as those that are in it. Oh, wow. Yeah, when I started finding out this, I started studying this. Man, I was like, whoa, you know, and it made me, and it caused me to establish a more intimate relationship with my hair, you see, because I found out that it was doing things for me and for those that I would come in contact with. So I'm practicing making sure that it does what it's designed to do. Okay. So let me read this again. Everybody said I look like the Hawk today. Brother Javon Johnson, man, you look like you've been lifting extra weights. You look like the Hawk today. Yes, sir. I guess I'm doing an old throwback, some muscle mass or something. I don't know. But look, excuse me, you all. Now, look at this. Again, your hair causes your brain to work in the mode of reciprocation because it at once releasing information concerning you while simultaneously receiving information concerning your environment as well as those that are in your environment. Your hair has the ability to collect information wherever you go. Your hair has the ability to attract that. Have you, and I'll give you an example. Have you all ever noticed that you can walk to someone and go to a friend or something, and then you can smell their hair and say, what y'all have last night? Did y'all cook fish last night? Where? That it's in the hair. The hair is carrying it, right? Because why? Your hair is dealing with your environment. Okay? Yes. His brother said, you swole. He's swole. But look, we are most certainly going to put a pin there right there. And next session, we'll finish up on it because I have some more goodies for you all concerning the hair and keeping your hair natural and why you want to keep it natural. Because I'm telling you, sisters, y'all that got that natural hair, I'm telling you, man, you're gonna draw. Listen to this. Let me share this with you. You're gonna draw the strongest man with the strongest pheromones. You're gonna draw that. More often than not, you're going to draw that dominant male, that alpha male, because you're going to be secreting certain kinds of pheromones. And hopefully I may be able to get to those pheromones. Let me make a note of that. I may be able to get to those pheromones next meeting as well. I may be able to get to those next session as well, because I think you may want to hear about those too, because the alpha male is very important, because that's who you want to mate with. He'll present to you the strongest seed for you to bring forth and to bring forth gods and goddesses. You see? Yes. And then before we check out, Sister Elaine says that the Tigan law of Louisiana in 1700 forced black women to wear head wraps, cover your hair, because it was believed an elaborate, beautiful hairstyle were a threat to the status quo. Hence, natural hair possesses power. Absolutely. And this is very important. Again, we're combating. We're raging. We're going to fight back. We're going to get you out of every part of our anatomy. We're going to get you out of every part of our anthropos. We're going to get you out of every part of our physiology, every portion of our symmetry, every portion of our chemical elements. We're going to get you out of our dendrites. We're going to keep you from messing with our synapses, that they fire correctly and that those dendrites cross over. Come on here and establish neural pathways for our information to travel. I decree it, and I decree right now that the strength of our hair that grows from out of our dermis, our epidermis, listen, I decree that it'll begin to record and share information. And I'm going to get to something too. I'm going to get with water. Water has something to do with our hair too, family. I'm telling you, this is going to be a very powerful topic. You don't want to miss it. You're going to want to share in this, because this is for us and by us. Listen, I'll be looking forward to your comments as well. You know what the topic is going to be. We're going to be dealing with hair again. Listen, come with something. Come with some information. Put it down. Educate us. Let us educate ourselves. Let us wage war. This is our attempt to put out words in the atmosphere, in the cosmos, in the universe. Come on here, to give us back our status of superiority, to give us back our status of supremacy, to give us back our status of godhood, to give us back our ability to understand that we are humanity and we are sharing humanity. And give us back the God understanding that salvation is what we give to the universe. Salvation is only given by us and not by our counterparts and not by any other ethnicity. You can go to church, you can go to the mosque, you can go anywhere you want to go. But listen, salvation is of us. It has been given unto us to educate the universe, to educate the world, to educate those, come on here, that are going to come to a higher being and knowledge of themselves. But it's up to us to take back us, come on here, and re-represent ourselves. Come on here, reframing and reshaping and causing the universe to recognize us once again and remove this system of destruction. There is a spirit of self-destruction that the universe is bringing upon itself, and not only itself, but ultimately upon us. Let us wake up, come on here, and become the sons and daughters again of all the almighty ones. Come on here. and present ourselves back in the right fashion, back in the right frame, back in the right shape, back, come on here, in the rightful mindset and thought processes, so that the universe recognizes us, come on here, and respond to us, come on here, that we'll speak to it, come on, heal, come on, be healed, come on here, be made whole, come on here, that we'll ground with it, that we'll lay hands on it, that we'll hug it, come on here, that we're refreshing ourselves, renew ourselves, reaffirm ourselves with the universe, come on here, so that we can make it do what it's designed to do, come on here, that it'll release the information that we need for our survivability. Come on, family, this is our season, this is our time, and I want to say to you, Happy New Year's. Oh, it's time to put it in the ground. It's time to plant it so that it'll spring forth. Yes, that's right. I shall have my raised garden this season. I missed last season, but I'll have my raised garden this season, family. Listen, this is for us. This is by us. I love you all. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Did I miss any statements, questions, or anything that anybody had? Hopefully I didn't. If I didn't, owe it to my head and not my heart. And as I sift back through it later on, listen, I'll answer it for you on the timeline. But listen. This is your very own host with the most. That's right. This is the one, the apostle, the prophet. Listen, as always, hold what you got. Muse over it, cogitate upon it, ponder on it. But by all means, do what? Govern yourselves accordingly. One love, eternal light, power, peace, prosperity, and good health, fam. Shalom Aleichem, Mishpachah. Peace be unto you, family. One love.